أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي بمحمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله: He who performs the ablution in the freezing cold weather is given twice the reward, and he who performs the ablution in the extreme heat is given a single share of the reward. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله: من أسبغ الوضوء في البرد الشديد كان له من الأجر كفلان، ومن أسبغ الوضوء في الحر الشديد كان له أجر كفل. I remember the Prophet Joseph, may Allah bless him and our Prophet and his progeny. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The Prophet Joseph, once he dreamt with his mother after her death, and he asked her, do you wish to come back to life? She said yes. He asked her, why? One of the things that she wished to come back to the life is to have ablution in the frozen days. في أحد الأيام نبي الله يوسف عليه وعلى نبينا وآله عيسى عليه وعلى Jesus, not Joseph, عليه وعلى نبينا وآله أفضل الصلاة والسلام، حلم بأمه، رأها في المنام، فقالها يا أمه يعني تردين تجين أو شنو تتذكرين أو كذا. فواحدة من الأشياء اللي ذكرتها أو رادت ترجع للحياة بسببها، قالت له إنه لما أريد أرجع إنه بهذه الأيام الشاتية أسبغ وضوئي في الليل الشاتي. أسبغ الوضوء، أنا نقلت الحديث بمضمونه، أسبغ الوضوء بالليل الشاتي لما له من ثواب عظيم عند الله. شايفين احنا الليل تبرد بارد الدنيا وكهرباء ماكو، من يتوضا؟ هاي تريد ترجع للحياة الدنيا على مود شنو؟ على مود تتوضا بليل شاتي لما رأت من ثواب هذا العمل. عجيب عجيب. أقول بعد الله يوفقنا لهذا العمل إن شاء الله. Okay. Some further details are given below about the menstruated woman. Issue number 485. Women having the habit of time and duration are of two types. Also, this woman or these kind of women whom they have habit of time and duration, they are of two types. Before I continue, I'll speak in Arabic. طبعا ليش العلماء يدرسون المنطق؟ شنو فائدة درس المنطق بالحوزات؟ هذا التسلسل، الإنسان لما يكون عنده طبيعته هالتسلسل هذا وهالتقسيم راح يسهل عليه شنو؟ تناوش المواد، وما راح تفلت من ذاكرته أو من فهمه مادة من هذه المواد. يعني شوفوا حتى الأطفال هسه لما نجيبهم نعطيهم ألعاب، شوف شو راح يسوون؟ إما يقسموهن على الألوان، أو يقسموهن على الأحجام، أو يقسموهن إنه هذا إنسان هذا غير إنسان، هاي سيارة هاي غير. شايفين جهلكم؟ هذه من الله، طبيعة العقل هذه موجودة. فلذلك هسه إذا وحدة تسأل تقول شنو الثمرة أنتم تقسمون؟ طبعا إذا ما بي ثمرة ماكو داعي نقسم ترى. هتاخذونها بالمنطق إن شاء الله. If there is no benefit, there is no need to divide. So while we are dividing the women of habit which they have duration and time, definitely there is a benefit. Let's see. Women having the habit of time and duration are of two types. Number one, a woman who sees blood in 2 consecutive months at a particular time for a particular duration. Like what? For example, she sees blood on the 1st of each month and becomes tahir on the 7th of each month. The first month and the second month from the 1st to the 7th. That's it. Her habit of hayd will be from the 1st to the 7th of every month. This is number one. Part two, we're talking about the woman who's having the habit of duration and time. Two, a woman who sees blood in each of the 2 consecutive months at a particular time, and after 3 or more days, she may be tahir for 1 or more days, and the blood is seen again. That means there is what? There is a tahr in between the 2 discharge. But the total number of days during which the blood is seen, as well as those during which she remains tahir, does not exceed 10 days. And in each month, the total number of days during which blood is seen and the intervening days during which is tahir must be same. The first one is clear and easy. Number two, if you have pencil, you have your pencils and your papers, write down. She sees blood, the first discharge, from the 1st till the 3rd of the beginning of the month. 1, 2, 3, blood. Okay? 1, 2, 3, blood. This is the first discharge. Then for 2 days, طهر, no blood. For 2 days, no blood. Okay? The second discharge is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is this clear? We have 10 days hayd. This is the maximum of hayd. This is the maximum. It could be 9, it could be 8, it could be 7, it could be. Okay? But we have this example. This example. You can make many examples about this. But just I want to give you an example. You can make many of these examples. The first discharge is 1, 2, 3 days. Here, blood. Number 4, number 5 is طهر. There is no blood. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, blood. So, this lady of time and duration. This lady of time and duration. But what is the difference? The difference, she has 2 طهر days in between or intervening the 2 discharge. This is number 1. She has the intervene طهر. The second one, her hayd days is not or are not exceeding the 10 days. You want me to explain it in Arabic? احنا مو قلنا هذه ذات العادة العددية والوقتية نوعين. النوع الأول شهرين متتابعين، يبدأ بنفس اليوم ينتهي بنفس اليوم، شهرين. اكو بيها شيء هذه؟ ما بيها شيء، انتهى. مشكلتنا ويا الثانية. الثانية شنو؟ الثانية أيضا يبدي بنفس اليوم وينتهي بنفس اليوم، ولكن طبعا ما يتجاوزن 10 أيام. هاي وحدة. الشيء الثاني اكو عندي طهر بالنص، لكن الطهر شنو؟ بشرط انه 3 أيام الاولى ما ينقصن. قد يصير 4 أيام، قد يصير 5 أيام، ما عندي مشكلة، لكن اخذت انا اقل شيء 3 أيام. خاف باش تحطين يومين وبعدين يوم طهر وبعدين تستمرين تقول هاي كلها، هذين اليومين الاولانيات مو طهر مو حيض. شنو؟ مو حيض. اي مو حيض. قلنا ما اقل عن 3 فليس بحيض. انا انطيت 3 أيام، اقل شيء 3 أيام، بعدين صار عندها طهر يوم واحد، بعدين شافت الحيض مثلا يومين فقط وانقطع عليها. الشهر الثاني كذلك اجاها 3 أيام، طهر يوم واحد، وشافت الدم يومين، 6 أيام الشهر الثاني. هذه شو اسميها؟ ذات عادة عددية ووقتية، ولكن شنو؟ عندها طهر بالنص. انا مشكلتي هذا الاحكام، ترى هذا اليوم او اليومين بالنص او ال3 أيام الى احكام. من دا انطيكم اياه ترى بي احكام. شو تسوي هاي؟ واضح؟ ترك الحائض واعمال المستحاضة. وضحت هاي الثانية؟ اوكي good. In such case, the habit of the woman will be counted according to the days during which blood is seen, not including the intervening days. The blood which is seen, not including the intervening days during she remained tahir. So, she has 3 days discharge and 2 days tahir, and then she sees 5 days blood, the second discharge. How many days her hayd? 8. Because here we have tahur. Here we have tahur. And within these tahur days, she has to pray, she has to fast, but she cannot have bed with her husband, and so on. Okay? It is not, however, necessary that the intervening days during which she remains tahir should be identical. Maybe 1 or 2 days. It shouldn't. يعني مو مهم انه يكون المحددات، بس عندها طهر. هسه يجوز اليوم الرابع والخامس، يجوز السادس والسابع، طهر. مو شرط اني محددات، لكن محدد عندي 8 أيام عندها، نفس البداية ونفس النهاية. In each month, for example, let's see the example. If in the first month blood is seen for 3 days, and when we mention the 3 days, you have to know why, because the less days of hayd are how many? 3 days from the 1st to the 3rd of the month, and then she remains tahir for 3 days, and she sees the blood for 3 days, whereas in the second month the blood comes for 3 days, and then it stops coming for 3 days and is seeing again for 3 days. Is this clear? Good. Are you sure it is clear? And the total number of days during which the blood is seen is 6. 3, in the middle is not counted as hayd because she is tahir. Then this woman will be classified as having a fixed habit of 6 days. Is classified as having habit of 6 days. If the number of days during which blood is seen varies in the second month, then she is one with fixed time but not fixed duration. Why fixed time, not duration? Great, because it commencement at the same time but not the same number of blood, but not the same days of blood. Issue number 486. The issues start to be difficult, So it needs to inquire, it needs to ask and answer, it needs to study. Issue number 486. If a woman who has a fixed habit of time, irrespective of whether she has a fixed habit of duration or not, of time, whether she has fixed habit of time and duration or only fixed habit of time, what our constraint is only fixed habit of time. Sees the blood on time or a day or two earlier. For example, she used to see blood at the first of the month. Today, she sees the blood 2 days earlier from the previous month, before the first. Is this understood? That blood will be hayd. That blood will be hayd. Even if it does not bear the signs of hayd. Even if this blood is what? Is yellowish. Even if this blood is not gush with irritation. But since it is continue before the day of the commencement with 1 day or 2 days, this will be included through what? Through the days of hayd. Therefore, she will act according to the rules applied to a haid woman. She cannot say, no, this is not my day. I know my day, it's at the first, and this is 2 days earlier, so I'm going to act as mustahada. Or maybe she said, yes, I will act as a haid if the blood bears what? The attributes of hayd blood. But this is not the blood of hayd attributes. Doesn't have the attributes of hayd's blood. She is hayd. She is hayd. And she has to act as what? As a hayd woman. And if it transpires that it was not hayd, later on, if it's clear, she realizes that it wasn't hayd, what she has to do? Definitely what she did in those days, 2 days, what she did? She quit praying, she stopped fasting. Am I right? Because she acted according the hayd rules. Now, after a while, she realizes that these days wasn't hayd. She was committed a mistake. What she has to do? She has to give qada for fasting and her prayers. Okay. Therefore, she will act according to the rules applied to a hayd, and if it transpires that it was not hayd, for example, if she becomes tahir before 3 days, then she should give qada. What does that mean? That means she sees blood before the first of the month when she used to see blood, but unluckily this month, this blood stops before what? Before continuing 3 days. 2 days and a half. So these 2 days are what? Weren't hayd. She has to give qada. Then she should give qada for the acts of ibadat which she has left out. Yes. Any question? Ben. You have the mic, please. Give her the mic. Yes.
How can a woman know this blood of menstruation if it's not in her habit and it doesn't have the attributes of blood of menstruation?
Because we said that these 2 days earlier or 1 day earlier before the day of commencement, it could be a hayd. It could be a hayd. If they continue for 3 days, it doesn't matter if they do not have the attributes of a blood of hayd. But the most important sign is what? Is that they continue for 3 days. And we mentioned this. If the blood comes or discharge happens before the commencement day, with 1 day or 2 days, it could be hayd. But the problem is this blood is not continuing for 3 days, so she has to give qada for her ibadat in that time. Is that clear? Huh? Yes, she is a mustahada woman. She has to pray, she has to fast. Yes, good. Issue number 487. If a woman having the habit of time and duration sees the blood during all days of her fixed habit plus a few days before and after, she sees the blood in all her days she used to, but there are days before and there are days after. There are days before and there are days after. Now, are we going to consider all of them as hayd? Some of them hayd and the other istihada. The earlier days will count them as hayd and the later days are istihada, or the vice versa. Let's see. And if the total number of days does not exceed 10, for example, she sees the blood each month for 7 days. Okay? For 7 days. This month, she discharged blood before her commencement day with 1 day. And after her hayd with 3 days. The total number is 10. The total number, because her 7 days, her days are 7, and the extra days 1 day earlier and 3 days later, the total number are what? 10 days. So all of it is hayd. All of it is hayd. Why? Why we consider it all of it as hayd? Because, yes. How about? Now, this lady, actually, her habit is from the 1st to the 7th each month. Okay? This month, she sees the blood 1 day earlier and 2 days after the 7 days. So, the total number, how many? 10 days. 10 days. So all of it is hayd? Yes, all of it is hayd. She's still of fixed habit? Yes, she's still of fixed. Huh? Because she already have what? She already she already has a fixed habit of duration and time. No, it is only this month. Only this month. If it changes for the next month, we will have something that her habit is changed.
How can the woman be sure that it's changed or fixed, but it's extra?
Daughter, let me just record this. This lady of fixed habit, okay? But what happened that this month, she sees the blood 1 day earlier and 1 day later, and she already has 7 days. The total number is what? Is not exceeding 10 days. Total number is 9 days. So all of it is hayd or not? This is the question. I'm not talking about anything else. Just concentrate with me. I want to give hukum for these 2 days. Are they the days of hayd or they are the days of istihada? I'm saying these are the days of hayd. Why? Because they are not exceeding the 10 days. Huh? Yes. Because the maximum time of hayd is what? Is 10 days. And they are not exceeding the 10 days. So all of it is hayd. She has to act in these, even in these 2 days, as hayd woman. As we gave the hukum for the tuhur, which intervening the two discharge as being tahir, now we are giving to the days which are before or after hayd as what? Hayd. Why? Because they are not exceeding 10 days. You do not know whether it changed or not, but you are a woman of a habit and duration. Just be with me. Just be with me, please. Just be with me. I know that I am of what? I am what? Yeah, the woman. She is of habit, of duration and time. Okay? But this month, she sees the blood 1 day earlier and 1 day later. What is the hukum of these 2 days? This is what I'm asking. What are the hukum of these 2 days? The hukum of these days are they exceeding the 10 days with her days? No, they aren't. The total or the maximum, they are 10 days. They are not exceeding 10 days. So the hukum of these 2 days are of what? Of hayd. Now, the incoming question is your question. The incoming question is your question. How do I know if my habit are going to change, is going to be changed or not? I should wait for the next month and to see. Yes, because we say, how to say that this lady of habit of time and duration, only time, we have to examine ourselves for 2 consecutive months. هتشيلتيها بالعربي. أني مقتضى المسألة هنا يريد حكم هذين اليومين أو ال3 أيام أو ال4 أيام اللي قبل واللي بعد، واللي مجموعهن ويا أيام الحيض لم يتجاوز 10. هذا ايش راح تعامل وياهم؟ كمستحاضة لو كحائض؟ يسألني سؤال يقول لي ذني تجاوزن 10 أيام لو ما تجاوزن؟ أقول له لا ما تجاوزن، هن إما 10 أيام أو أقل. يقول لي كلهن حيض، كلهن حيض. هسه بعد ما سألني أرجع أشوف أني تغيرت من مرحلة إلى مرحلة، يكون أنتظر شهر ثاني. أنا أريد حكم هذني، أريد أشتغل. وضحت الفكرة؟ انطيني حكم هذني اليومين حتى اشتغل عليهن عباداتي، اما اعبد او اترك. وطهر ذيك طهر بالنص، ذيك طهر بالنص. اعطيني حكم الطهر بالنص واعطيتكم حكم الطهر بالنص. انه شو تسوي؟ اعمال المستحاضة وتروك الحائض، يعني تصلي وتصوم وتترك بقية الاشياء. وضحت الفكرة؟ ها؟ هذاني ما عندي طهر، لأن ماكو طهر بالبداية وبالنهاية، عندي دم، أريد حكم هذا الدم. ايش تعتبرون أنتم يا أهل الشرع؟ أنتم مو متشرعة، ايش تعتبرون هذا؟ طهر له حيض؟ حتى شوف عباداتي ذبها برقبتكم. أني أريد أطلع أقول منو قال لي؟ يقول الشيخ أمير. عمي أنا شو العلاقة؟ السيد السيستاني هو اللي قال، طلعوني أنا من عنده. يابا شو تقول سيدنا؟ السيد يقول يابا حكم هذن اليوم أو يومين قبل أو يوم أو يومين بعد، إذا لم المجموع مع أيام الحيض إذا لم يتجاوز 10 أيام تعتبرين حيض، تتصرفين بيك حائض. نقطة على السطر. هسه تقولين زين مو أنا خاف تغيرت، نقول انتظري الشهر الجاي وشوفي وضعك. مو احنا قلنا الشهرين؟ كون هاي الأحكام تترتب هنا بالمخ وتتصفط وحدة ورا الثانية، لأن حكم على حكم، مسألة مبنية على مسألة، ماكو اختلاف. ترى ماكو اختلاف. هي هاي اللذة بالعلماء مالتنا، انه احكامهم لطيفة ومرتبة وجابوها من يعني من اهل البيت. طيب ما ادري اذا عندنا وقت او لا. Okay. Now let's continue. You have a question, Ala? Ala, do you have a question? You have a question? Zaman. And if she sees the blood on all the days of her habit, again her habit from the 1st to the 7th, she sees the blood in all her days of habit, as well as a few days earlier, 1 day or 2 days, and if the total number of the days does not exceed 10. هذا عندنا حكم، وإذا تجاوز 10 هم عندنا حكم آخر. بس هيريد يثبت هذا ببالكم. باباتي ابقوا ويا نفس المسألة with the same topic of the issue. Do not jump to other topic. حاليا ما دارسين منطق فتقفزون منا. لو دارسين منطق لا تعرفون، تبقون نفس المسألة نفس الموضوع، تأخذون حكمه وتشبعون بحث، بعدين تروحون للموضوع الآخر. واضح؟ Okay. Now, all of it is what? حيض. And if it exceed 10 days, if it exceed, for example, 11 days, 12 days, 13, and so on, then blood seen during the days of habit will be حيض only the 7 days, okay? Even if it did not have the signs of حيض, even if that blood was what? Yellowish. It doesn't goes out with irritation. And the blood seen earlier will be classified as istihada, even if it had the signs of حيض. Even if the blood earlier has what? The signs of حيض. We are going to deal with it as what? As istihada. As istihada. And even the blood with the days of حيض doesn't have the signs of حيض, we will deal with it as what? As حيض. Why? What is the problem? Because it exceeds the 10 days. لأنه تجاوز 10 أيام. ما دام تجاوز 10 أيام أروح بس أكمش أيامي سواء بصفات الحيض أو بغير صفات الحيض أعتبره حيض، والبقية سواء كان بصفات الحيض أو بعدم صفات الحيض أعتبره استحاضة وأتصرف على ضوءه. Any question? Yes, علاء. اسمك علاء لو غلطان؟ Yes, علاء. Have the mic, please. The mic.
How can a woman knows that the days of her habit will exceed the 10 days? How can knows it will exceed the 10 days?
Not it will. She will act. For example, she knows that her habit, because she is a habit of date and duration, time and duration, okay? She knows that on the first of this month, she will seize the blood, okay? But she sees the blood earlier, and this blood is continuing with what? With the days of her hayd, without stoppage. Without stoppage. Then, what she has to do? She said, okay, I will act as hayd. I have to do my work. I have to do my duty. Now, my duty, since I see the blood, so I'm acting as what? As hayd. I quit salah, siyam, all worship act. I'm hayd. Okay? Now, then when she reached to the third day, she doesn't see blood. What she has to do? She has to give qada for these 2 days. So the question is here. She is not going to act after the incident. She needs her hukum while she is in the incident. When she sees the blood, she will act as what? As hayd. Now, if she realizes later that she wasn't hayd, she has to give qada for these days. Is this clear? Okay. Any question? Yes.
The women who have time, there is no rule for maximum days come before or minimum days become after.
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But that doesn't mean that she will have days, for example, 7 days, 8 days earlier. All right. She will offer qada for the prayer left. Look, left. Look, ala. Left. Left. That means she acted. She acted in the time. But later on, she realizes that these days were what? Were days of istihada, not were days of hayd. Left out during those earlier days, and if she sees the blood during her days of fixed habit plus a few days after her habit, and if the total does not exceed 10 days, all of it is what? Hayd. All of it is hayd. But if it exceeds 10 days, then the blood seen during habitual days will be hayd, and the rest is istihada. Is this understood? Huh? Have the mic, please.
It's written a few days. How many days exactly?
3 days, for example.
If it is 3 days, so this is hayd, not istihaba.
No, a few days additional to her habit days. Extra days. The extra
even
days.
for 3 days, it continues for 3 days. This is istihaba. How come?
My daughter. Okay. Just wait. Where is few days? Which line?
The second line. A few
Here?
days.
Here. Ah, okay. Plus. Did you forget plus?
No.
You didn't see the word plus? What
Sir,
does it mean, plus? In addition.
Extra.
In addition to what?
To her حيض.
To her حيض.
Yes.
She
So, for example, she
my
had-
daughter, listen to me.
Sorry.
She has her habit days.
Yeah.
6 days, 5 days, 3 days.
Yes.
Already she has them.
Yeah.
Okay? But those few days after them, after her habit. Now, they came after her habit. Now the question, how many are they? Let's say they are 10 or less. Our hukum, all of them, is hayd. Or
So this is
their number is what? Exceeding 10 days. More than 10 days. So the few days or the extra days will be استحاضة and only her days will be حيض. هذه المرأة اسمعي ليها بالعربي. هذه المرأة عادتها الشهرية 7 أيام. 7 أيام. من يوم 1 إلى يوم 7. هذه هم شافت الدم من يوم 1 إلى يوم 7. هذا الشهر عندنا احتمالين. مرة اجتها ورا 7 أيام 3 أيام متواصلة. لزق بالسبعة من ورا. مجموعة ايش قد بابا؟ كلها حيض. حتى هاي 3 أيام حيض. مرة الثانية شافتها 4 5 6 7 إضافة على ال7 مالتها الأوليات. ايش قد صار؟ تجاوز 10. شو نقولها؟ فقط مالاتك الأوليات هذني تتحيضين بهن والبقية اللي وراها كلها استحاضة. ها؟ أيام عادتها بس ايش قد 7 والبقية كلها استحاضة. ليش؟ عبر 10 أيام. هاي خلوها ببالكم، تركية ببالكم. يعبر 10 نرجع لعادتها. 10 وأقل كلها حيض. هابو عشتي هذا سؤال ممتاز. تقول أنا بهاي الأيام اللي مشت ويا العادة مالتي امتنعت، بعد أريد أشوف روحي امتنعت، احتمال عندي صيام واحتمال عندي صلاة، امتنعت عن العبادة. نقولها إيه حقك. وصلتي اليوم 10 قالت إيه طهرتي، نقول لك عملك صحيح ذاك كله حيض ومشت أمورك. لا تقولي لا عبرت 11 أو أكثر، نقولها ارجع ايش كم يوم من العادة ما تقول 7، نقولها البقية اللي وراك كله اقضي صومك أو صلاتك. واضح الفكرة؟ والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.